Good morning, boys and girls. Thanks for tuning back into Hit the Sack, where there's no journo, it's all inferno. And by crikey, have I got some accent porn for yous today. I must say, I'm delighted to be joined by Philly Byrne, vocalist from Northern Ireland's very own thrash outfit Gama Bomb. Coming all the way from Aberdeen, Scotland, is James McBain of Hellripper. Right then, you lot make yourselves all comfortable like. I'm gonna go bread some ham. Hit the sack!
I'm James McBain, I'm from Hellripper.
I'm Philly Byrne and I'm from Gama Bomb.
He's excited.
I'm going to have a bloody rummage. I'm going to have a right old rummage in your sack. And whatever comes out, we'll just, hopefully it's not a load of organs. Okay, have you ever been starstruck? And if so, where and when did this happen? And what, and I'll repeat that, what impact has this person had on you? So have you been starstruck? When and where did it happen? And what impact did that person have on you?
Starstruck, I don't know what you would define as starstruck, but I've met some of my, it's weird speaking about it now, but like some of my influences, like, even Gama Bomb, Philly and Gama Bomb, bands like, just Warbringer, Gama Bomb, Midnight, whoever.
Well, we'll not count that as starstruck.
I would, because I grew up on that, listening to you guys' music, and all you guys influenced Hellripper's music, and
Embarrassed now.
yeah, I don't know how I reacted. I tried to act normal, not, yeah, I don't know.
Well, Scottish people aren't, they wouldn't be the most overreacty people anyway.
Yeah, it's just kind of strange to me. I just kind of get,
But the first time we met, though, you were all like, "Oh, I'm a big fan of Gama Bomb," and I was all like, "I've been listening to Hellripper non-stop for 6 months."
And
so it's probably like, "I want to ask you about this song. I want to ask you about this song."
Yeah, so that's the second part. Like that's the weird. Yeah, that's the weird part. It's like, why is the guys from Gama Bomb listening to Hellripper?
Yeah,
like,
it's mad. Our new album's coming out in a couple of weeks, and I literally stole a chorus off you.
I remember you saying.
See if you can spot which one.
Yeah, it's crazy to me. So I don't know what starstruck means.
Who's like the biggest sort of, obviously we're all kind of underground bands, but like who'd be like the biggest person you met, and did it kind of freak you out meeting them?
Biggest person that I've met?
Bruce Springsteen walked past me one time. I'm actually wearing the ticket. He walked past me one time in Dublin, and I went, "Hello!" My voice went all up.
I'm trying to think. I'm not a social person, so I kind of...
Yeah, and you do live in the remote Highlands.
Yeah, so if I go to a show, I'm usually kind of at the back. I'm never, backstage or whatever like that. So I'm never... Yeah, maybe... Yeah, like I say, just like bands that have influenced me. It's just crazy to me, like speaking to my mates from school and stuff, that they listen to the music with me, like I messaged my mate, we got a photo together and I sent to my mate, Mark, who I was like, I'm with Philly from Gama Bomb. He's like, that's crazy. When we were, 14, 15 or whatever,
What was the gig you were at when you were like 14 of ours?
The first gig I went to was Airborne.
Airborne, yeah, I went to see them back in the day as well.
2010 or 11, I can't remember the year, but
that was the Breaking Out or whatever it was called, where they were breaking out of jail.
Yeah,
whatever it was called.
The album I went to was No Guts, No Glory.
That was the first one, was it?
Second one. So just before they released that, I think.
I went to see them in the Ambassador Theatre in Dublin, which is gone now. And your man Joel walked through the crowd while playing a solo.
Yeah.
Got on the bar, pulled a pint, got up on the bar, still playing the solo, drank the pint.
Yeah.
And then jumped down off the bar and walked back up the stage.
It's just proper rock and roll. One of my favourite bands ever, Airborne.
Right, you go for it.
Let's go.
Have a feeling me sack. Be gentle.
Does your enjoyment of touring change as you get older?
That's a good question. It does. I think back on experiences when I was young, and I think I didn't make the most of it with touring and recording.
In what way?
I think I was always a wee bit precious and a bit put out by some of the basic hardship of it.
Okay.
I would have been like complaining about not getting enough sleep, or, oh, this place sucks, I have to sit in this pub, or, that kind of thing, or, oh, I'm bored. Like, thinking back on it, I think I was a bit of a misery guts for a lot of it.
Okay.
And the way that my appreciation of it has changed over time is I now massively appreciate.
You appreciate it more.
Yeah, you know, we all have a lot more responsibility in life now. We've been in a band for 21 years. You know, I have children and stuff, so the fact that
Is it harder now? Like,
it's way
'cause you
harder.
got- I
yeah,
mean,
and it's
I'd assume
emotionally
so,
harder
like,
and stuff. You know, it's
yeah.
hard on everyone. It's hard on my kids. It's hard on me. It's hard on my wife.
Yeah.
You know, like before we came on tour yesterday, or the day before yesterday, my daughter was like, "But why are you going?" And that's a hard question to answer, Alex.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, actually, I was thinking today about that. I was like, I think the answer to that is, as highfalutin as it sounds, I'm an artist, and it's like a
Yeah.
job. You know, like, and when you're an artist, you kind of have to.
Yes.
You
It's
know?
what you want.
Yeah.
It's who you are. Yeah, it's what you want to do.
It's kind of who you are in a way. It's like having another job or like a mission you have to do, and it's kind of part of what, I don't know. Is that how you think about it? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it is my job, so
Well, it is your job.
yeah, and I haven't. I've only been on a few tours, you know.
Yeah. You're not exactly sick of it, right?
Yeah, so starting in 2019 was our first tour, so and then 2020 was cancelled, and 2021 was basically
Yeah.
cancelled. So we've only been on a couple of tours, and
Yeah.
so I mean, I can't really say my appreciation.
So
like
fresh, the
changed or-
soft beard of youth. Yeah, but like we all appreciate it way more now.
Yeah,
And the way we put it is, other gangs of middle-aged men go golfing. We do this, you know.
Yeah.
And like it's great crack.
yeah,
And we don't overdo it, you know. We don't exactly cane it anymore. And we appreciate playing it, and we're in a really lucky place now where we play gigs and there's crowds there.
yeah. How's your outlook on organising tours changed, or do you turn down more opportunities? Do you?
Yeah, we turned down
accept-
a
yeah,
good bit of stuff.
Yeah,
And we've had to for a long time.
Yeah.
You know, like my son is about 7 now, and since he was born, like he's the oldest kid out of the gang, kind of.
Yeah.
So since he was coming or whatever,
Yeah.
we've had to just lay off loads.
yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
And you know, it's kind of about fewer, bigger, better, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
Like you do a couple of tours. We do stick around the UK because it's kind of a home crowd.
And you're near,
Like obviously
you're
we're Irish,
nearby,
but like
yeah.
it's a home crowd kind of thing, and
Yeah.
it's easy because it's
Yeah.
just over the water, you know. So that's what we're doing
Yeah,
right now.
I know you've always been like an advocate of bands getting out of Ireland
God, you
and going
gotta.
to
You got it.
UK or
I'm
whatever.
sure it's the same in Scotland, though. You know, like bands are very regional about things.
Yeah, I mean,
Smaller bands anyway. You know?
I mean, the most in Scotland, I guess the scene happens around most of the scene happens around Glasgow, Edinburgh.
yeah, of course, yeah.
So me being in Aberdeen, we had a scene, and there still is a scene. I guess I'm not there anymore, but
Teenage bands kind of playing. Like,
yeah. So, but yeah, the majority, like if there's a big band
Mm.
or mid-tier band, like they will come to Glasgow,
Mm. Yeah.
maybe Edinburgh, and then they'll do a bunch of dates in
Yeah.
England. So,
and
I'm up
wee
in the
bands
high,
that'll go and
yeah.
do those clubs, you know.
Yeah, so I'm up in the Highlands, so I'm nowhere near anything. So
You're in the wilds.
yeah, so yeah, I try and if I had advice, I'd be like try and do stuff
Totally.
elsewhere, not
You know,
not local
Ireland's
stuff, yeah.
mad because it is its own self-contained market. Like,
Yeah.
there's bands in Ireland who do really well, like who make a living off it, and they'll play like the Olympia Theatre, like really cool places, and
yeah.
pack them out, you know. But they have no reputation outside of Ireland,
okay, yeah.
and I think that makes you less real.
Okay,
Like if
yeah.
you're only relying on an Irish radio station and a couple of Irish venues, and it's like
I guess so.
know? it's like how real can you be if nobody in Britain even would go and see you apart from a couple of Irish people, you know? Like,
I guess I agree to an extent, but it's like maybe it appeals to the Irish or whatever more.
yeah. I mean,
for
we're not,
some
we're,
reason,
we're
you know,
not, we're
I
not
don't know.
talking about particularly Celtic music.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, okay. EPs or albums?
It depends on what you.
What it is.
Yeah, because I think an EP gives you kind of more. It depends on your reason for doing it, I guess. Like EPs for me, it gives you either a chance to experiment or it's kind of songs that don't fit your
Yeah.
full vision for an album.
It's a one shot.
Yeah, different lyrical concepts, different
Which
style
is
or
more?
whatever.
There's a good follow up. Which is more important from a business perspective?
Business. I would say,
The B word.
yeah, I guess both. Again,
Yeah.
albums, they get more press, they get
Yeah.
more, just more attention
But it's kind
in
of more
general.
EPs are more for the fans, aren't they? Like, you
EPs,
know?
yeah, and they kind of keep the interest going, and yeah, they're more for the fans.
Momentum is the whole thing, man.
Yeah,
And you know,
I mean, you recently released the
yeah, we did like what we've done is like we did an EP and then we did a song as well, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
We did the Pogues cover thing. It's like, as you're saying there, it's like you either do an album, and albums take a good while to get out.
Yeah.
So if you have spares, basically,
Yeah.
sometimes good spares.
Yeah.
As you said, stuff that maybe didn't fit, or you want to do something interesting.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's great to get them out. Like,
Yeah.
all right, question me. Quiz me up.
go.
I am not afraid.
What's been your best food experience?
Oh, in life? Like,
In
what's been my best food
That's the question.
experience in life?
That's the question. You can interpret it how you want to.
Oh, man, that's very broad, isn't it? Like, food has been my best food
I
experience.
had a Freddo on the way here.
You know, I was joking recently with my sister-in-law, like, you know that thing where people go, I'm a real foodie. Fucking who isn't? Like, people with fucking unfortunate mental health conditions maybe aren't, like, but all humans are foodies. It's like going, see me, I'm a real sexy. Love sex. Or like then people go, I love Christmas. Everyone fucking loves Christmas, you know. Maybe non-Christians, I don't know.
Yeah.
So what's been my best food experience? So the best food experience I've had is becoming a vegetarian.
Okay, yeah.
And when I became a veggie, it was like 13 years ago, and I'm 40 now. So I was in my 20s, and I couldn't cook to save my life.
Okay.
You know, raised by a very good, thorough Catholic ma who raised a big family on her own, basically, and like did all the cooking and looking after. So I was incapable by the time I was out on my Todd. So I used to, like, you know, boil bits of chicken and then fry them in a pan and put like jars of sauce on it and shit.
Yeah.
Really grim.
How's that been on like tours and stuff? I mean, we've got a couple of guys in the band that are like vegan and
you probably know all about it then. Like, you know, hard on tour, you know. Especially going to, the cooler the place you go to, the harder it is. So like Tokyo was impossible.
Okay, yeah.
Just they have no concept of it. Yeah, although I think there's like apps you can look up vegetarian restaurants.
Okay, yeah.
Of course, there's like 20 million people or whatever.
Yeah.
But so yeah, in Tokyo they would just bring you out stuff with bits of ham in it, and then you'd have to pick the ham out, you know. But yeah, no, becoming a veggie was amazing because I did it because I moved in with my mate, and she was an amazing cook.
Okay, yeah.
And she only ate fish.
Okay, yeah.
So I was like, right, I'm gonna copy her because she was so good, and I used to copy all her dinners, and like got so much better at cooking. So like for me, and nowadays I'm mad into cooking, like.
Yeah.
And.
Gama Bomb cooking show YouTube.
Yeah, man, you know, totally just might do that, you know.
I'd love to see you and Joe after a night out. Night
well,
out.
I have to say now, when you're on the piss with Joe, things don't exactly become gourmet. But yeah, no, like that's been great. I guess like as well when I was younger and stuff, I remember I went on holiday to Edinburgh. Actually, I went over to see a girl in Edinburgh when I was in my 20s, and I went for sushi, and I'd never had sushi before. There was a Yo Sushi in Edinburgh.
Yo Sushi, yeah.
It blew my goddamn mind. It had a conveyor belt.
Yeah, I know.
It was the noughties. Things were like that then. Okay, let's quiz this motherfucker. Outside of money, what changes? This is a good question. Outside of money, what changes would you like to see in the music industry?
Outside of, I mean, almost everything revolves around money.
Like
so
give
every
artists more money basically would be.
So I mean, you've got more artists for. I mean, like with Bandcamp, did you see Bandcamp got?
They got bought by the bad guys. Like.
Yeah, and then they got half the staff got laid off and stuff. So it's I guess more artist control, I guess. Yeah. Which, to be fair, is happening with the ability to self-release, to put stuff on YouTube, to put stuff on Bandcamp yourself, to record yourself and stuff.
I know it is, like, you know, when you hear this about a lot of art forms that are like digitally distributable as well, like, you know, Ridley Scott always says, God, I can't believe people can just make a film on their phone now, just go ahead. But the problem is that doesn't guarantee attention or distribution. And that's the thing, you know, like it's great that YouTube is there, and like, you know, this right now is being filmed on phones, like, but there's no guarantee that people are going to see it, and there's a lot of people who just spin their wheels forever on it. Yeah. So that's a problem. Kind of disintermediation between the artist and the audience is really
and
tough.
A lot of stuff's kind of determined by the algorithm.
Yeah,
you could go viral because of a thumbnail or.
Yeah, totally. You know, not like I'm not complaining about it, but it is a fact with my band. On Instagram, my band's reach is massively limited because we have the word bomb in our name.
Yeah, you changed yours recently.
I changed it to Gama Thrash. Obviously, we're still called Gama Bomb, but like the handle is Gama Thrash. Yeah. But like you can't get verified or anything.
Yeah, was that an actual thing? I saw you post a story.
You can't get verified or anything. But like Marilyn Manson's verified.
Yeah.
You know, like You know, LA
Yeah.
Guns, they're verified. The Knife, the electro band, they're verified. Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah, there's been
It's Americans have a thing about bombs, you know.
Yeah, I
because
think
they've dropped so many of them on people.
I think a lot of
conscious.
I think a lot of yeah, it's like you're saying there, just as an example, a lot of people need to think about if you've got swearing in the title or swearing in the, I don't know how things work, but like
You're
the first
being
30
moderated.
seconds in the thing, you're demonetized, you're not recommended to people, you're
It's weird.
whatever.
It's weird.
So
And
yeah, I
you're,
get what
you
you're
know,
saying.
and right now, there's a sort of a residual tech utopianism to all those platforms, right? Where they're like essentially liberal in their outlook, you know, apart from TikTok, which is owned by the Chinese government, like, but, you know, Facebook and stuff, it's all very like, don't say things that are problematic or whatever, or will punish you. But sure, in 15 years, who knows who's going to own those companies?
Yeah.
And they're, you know, in 15 years, it might be like, don't say equal rights or whatever, or we'll ban you, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I agree with you. I think more power to artists would be good.
Yeah, I mean,
and money. Money
Yeah,
is the
yeah. I
big thing,
mean,
like,
apart from money.
money's the big thing.
Yeah. I just think I guess it's kind of heading in the right direction over the years. Like
Yeah,
with
I think it
less-
is. And
less reliance on.
what it's been amazing for us is it's let us get really like build personal relationships with fans.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
of course.
Like,
yeah.
and you'll know the same 50 people or whatever who keep coming up, and they're the
Absolutely,
people that keep you going, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
do you find that as well? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I meet the same people, like people tonight that
Yeah.
came and see us. They're like, "This is the sixth time we've seen you." They were at the Gama Bomb Hellripper tour last
yeah,
year, like
yeah.
in Nottingham and stuff, and so it's cool
They're
to.
still coming out, like, yeah. So
Yeah.
it lets you do that, which I think would have been fan clubs before, and that was much more distance, you know.
Yeah,
Quiz it up.
let's go.
Quiz it up, Buttercup.
What or who have you been listening to lately?
I've been listening to Hellripper recently. Listened to the new album and listened to the last one. And I've also, what else I've been listening to? I'll tell you what I've been listening to, and it's been a revelation for me. Talking Heads.
Talking Heads.
Do you listen to Talking Heads?
I've listened to a bit, but not.
He's Scottish,
Not
David
much.
Brown.
Is he?
He's Scottish, yeah.
Okay.
So I always knew about them. Obviously, I grew up in the 80s, so
Yeah.
I heard them and stuff back then, and my older brother was a fan. But I never massively listened to them. My missus is a fan, and just recently, the concert movie Stop Making Sense, which was filmed back in the 80s. And
Okay.
it's considered one of the best live concert things
Okay,
ever.
yeah.
And it's been re-released in 4K for the anniversary of it. And I went to see it in the cinema, and it blew my mind.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll need to listen
Couldn't
to more.
believe the music. Couldn't believe the performance.
Yeah.
Like, David Byrne he's a genius. And
Yeah.
I'd never seen it.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'd never seen the film, but I'd never seen what he is.
Yeah.
And man, the movie's amazing. And like the music is so brilliant. It's like a cross between like new wave and funk.
Yeah.
And like the way it's staged and like the clothes and the way the musicians come out and the way it's lit and it's like really carefully done.
Yeah.
And it blew my mind. So that's probably partially why I'm wearing a big stupid suit on tour at the minute, because he does that.
You've done that for years.
Well, I've kind of just put the foot down on it now. What are you listening to?
Well, I've been listening, kind of my usual stuff when I'm in comfortable mode. Your usual Metallica,
Yeah.
the Beatles.
That you don't have to annoy yourself. Like,
Yeah. I check out all the new releases that come out. Like I've been listening to Cloak this year, the new Tribulation EP, and the new Hives album's really good.
Cool. Yeah, that album's gone down storm for them,
Yeah,
hasn't
they've done really well.
Yeah, it
with
lasts
the,
like 20
the
years.
new
in.
album. Yeah.
When I was in first year of uni in 2001, we used to listen to the Hives album.
I mean, just watch. I've never seen them live. I was hoping to see them live next year on tour, but they're just on video. Their live show is just ridiculous.
Are you a self-reflective person?
Not really. I'm kind of.
It's probably why you're mentally well.
I'm kind of. I mean, I guess. I'm kind of simple, to be fair. Like I'm just
Nice.
kind of. Whatever happens, happens. I kind of keep to myself. I do my music.
Well, let me ask you a
Get on
follow-up
with
on that then.
things.
What have you learned about yourself recently?
What have I learned about myself?
Recently.
Recent. This is going deeper than
and
I hoped. Yeah.
You're reassuringly basic though. That's nice, you know.
I am. Yeah, I'm
Whatever
very.
happened to just loving a spuds and a lie down?
Yeah, I'm very basic. I kind of do my music, listen to music, watch a bit of football, and then that's kind of me done for the
Man,
done
here
for
we go.
the day.
Scotland.
I mean, what have I learned about myself?
Whereas
that
I'm Irish and I'm constantly racked with doubt or whatever. Like, you
Yeah.
know, just like, Oh, it's raining. Oh, back to bed. That's the full extent there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
No,
Maybe
I think it's probably a good thing. Though,
Yeah, I try
you
and-
know? Yeah.
yeah, try
Living in
and-
the present is important, isn't it?
yeah, I try and keep just try and keep to myself, try and do what I want to do, try and not worry about stuff.
Yeah, good man. It's good. I'm genuinely envious of that.
Yeah.
Right, quiz me up
Let's
before
go.
I start cracking up
Um,
with my many queries.
Cool. Favorite rock and roll moment in history? For example, Dee Snider in Congress or Steve Jones calling Bill Grundy a fucking rotter. on the
I do
BBC.
love the way he said that. What a fucking rotter. Well, I think there's a lot of good ones in the sort of pantheon, but I prefer to think about things I've seen that I thought were really rock and roll.
Okay, yeah.
One of the things that I thought was amazingly rock and roll, I was at Glastonbury one time.
Glastonbury.
Oh, I've been to Glastonbury like 5 times.
Have you?
Oh, it's amazing.
I watched it
You
on-
should totally go.
I watch it on
It's
iPlayer.
Best
and
festival.
stuff.
It's the best week's crack in the world.
Yeah.
It's amazing, right? I was at it one year, and they always have surprise artists. And one year it was Pulp.
Oh, okay.
And whenever they come out onto the stage, Jarvis Cocker had a carrier bag, like a Netto bag.
Okay.
And he had little Twixes and Frisbees in it. And he started throwing them out into the audience. And as he got to the mic, he threw out a Twix and it twatted some woman in the face. And he was on the mic and he was like, "Oh, I just hit you in the face, love. Are you all right? Sorry about that, love." And he had this carrier bag. And I was like, something about the fact that it was so uncool and that it had gone wrong. I was
Yeah.
like, where else would you have the freedom to be like
Yeah.
that? I thought that was amazing. And I also saw the Stones at Glastonbury.
Nice. Oh, yeah. That was...
And they were on the pyramid stage and they had this enormous mechanical phoenix. It must have been 50 feet tall
Okay.
on top of the pyramid stage, like made out of crow, like a Judas Priest cover.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And it was breathing towers of flame that must have been 100 feet long into the sky.
I'll need to check that.
Enormous,
I
like.
need to find that on YouTube or
And
something.
they played
yeah.
"Sympathy for the Devil," and Mick Jagger had like a bolero jacket on made out of like black ostrich feathers, so he looked like a
Okay.
big crow.
Love it.
And people in the crowd started firing red flare guns into the air.
Okay.
So like big red flares were floating down over this audience.
Okay.
And they're playing "Sympathy with the Devil," and the big phoenix was like black. And I was like, this is the most satanic, you know,
Love it.
amazing. You know, 200,000 people are watching this, and it's like, it was amazing.
That's cool.
And then also just nonsense you see at shows. Like, you know, we played in Japan one time and there was a guy, well, I don't know if he identifies as a guy, but he was a man physically and he was dressed up as Alice in Wonderland at our gig and he
Okay.
was wearing white frilly pants and crowd surfing. Like, and I was like, this guy doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, people enjoying themselves.
Yeah. What about you? What do you think's the most, your favourite rock and roll moment?
Yeah, just when you said like stuff you've seen, I went to Nebworth last year for Liam Gallagher,
Class.
Kasabian, Paolo Nutini,
Great.
Pastel, and Amel and the Sniffers. And
Yeah, yeah,
Are you
yeah.
a fan of Amel?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
They're one of
great
my
band.
favourite
yeah,
bands.
Great band, yeah.
And just on,
It was actually you got me listening to them, yeah.
Yeah, just on stage, like the front woman Amy, she's so good, and
she's
like
wild, yeah.
you've always got just at Nebworth, for example, you've got like guys, you know, like women can't rock or don't know,
Yeah,
just
feel
heckling
macho,
and shouting,
macho,
whatever. And she's just on stage, you know, just giving it back. Like I'm up here getting paid. You're down there. You're paying to see me. Like
Class. There you go.
I don't give a fuck. Like,
Self-evident, isn't it? Like,
yeah, so like just stuff like that. I think Amel and the Sniffers, I think are rock and roll.
yeah,
like
yeah. And there's so little of that now, you know.
yeah, like rock and roll. Just
The rock and roll attitude.
yeah,
like,
just proper punk rock, fast.
We're on about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Go for another
We'll do.
5?
All right, we'll do another 5 minutes. What's been the? It says, well, I'm going to slightly reframe the question. The question said, what's been the best Spinal Tap moment in your career so far? Because I've had a few of those.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we haven't done in the grand scheme of things like much.
You'll definitely have some Spinal Tap
So
moments.
I
No
mean,
question.
just try to think. I mean, the first tour we did, we were in the Netherlands and we played Roadburn Festival, and we told like Clarky to load in all the gear, and we were gonna like park the van or whatever. We came back, he had locked himself out the venue with all the gear, like. So he had made no progress. We were away for half an hour. We came back. He was just
sitting there
standing
going,
out there smoking. Like, yeah, I locked
Nothing's
myself
changed.
out. Yeah, just stuff like that.
We played. What happened to
He's
Damnation?
made, yeah. How'd I forget about that? Yeah, we played Damnation. We were loading in the. If you played Damnation, did
Yes.
you play Damnation? Yeah, you played Damnation the same
yeah,
year as
man,
us.
we
yeah,
were there. Yep.
So we loaded in on the lift, like one of the lifts,
Yeah.
like to transport our merch and our gear. and the lift, we were supposed to go up, I think. The lift went down to the bottom floor. And then the door opened. It was just a full crowd of people and a band playing. We were like, oh no, this has gone horrible. Someone's pressed the button, whatever. Lift closed, opened again. We were like, oh no, what's happening? And we were like, someone's outside, you know, pressing the button.
being a dick.
So we're like, Joe, go outside.
Yeah.
Be the security.
Yeah.
No one was pressing anything. The lift just malfunctioned, and we were stuck in. We had like 10
All the
boxes,
gear and-
guitars,
God.
amps, everything in this lift.
You're all holding guitars in the lift, like.
Yeah, and we were in the lift for about 15 minutes, like
Oh my God.
try to go up. We were like, because it was a full
So depressing.
full, and then eventually we were like, yeah, we need to go. So a band were
load
playing.
everything.
It was full. We were like carrying all the amps
No.
and stuff through the crowd,
No,
just
God.
apologizing to everyone. Like, sorry guys, like just kind of a hand over your face and stuff. We're like, this is horrible.
We
Like,
played a gig with Evil in Amarillo in Texas, and the only person there was one guy and he had his dog.
you've told me
That
about
was it.
that.
And the dog was running around and it come up on the stage and it was wagging its tail. That was the best thing about it.
How did that happen? Like
Don't
how?
know, man. Nowadays, you know, now when I understand what gig promotion is,
Yeah.
I'd be like, who did this? What's going wrong here?
Yeah.
Like,
When was that?
whereas,
Like 29.
2009 or something.
So it was.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the tip of the iceberg, like, you know.
Yeah.
Got lost on the way to gigs.
Oh
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. Well, too many Spinal Tap moments, to be honest,
Yeah.
like, you know.
I mean, there's probably loads more that's happened.
I know,
to
yeah.
us that I just
My
can't.
entire life is a Spinal Tap moment, if I'm
Yeah.
honest.
I mean, I usually try and forget them. You know, just like when they're the stuck in the lift.
We
moment,
played
yeah.
in Cleveland, though. And
Okay.
when we were walking up to the stage, we kept going, "Hello, Cleveland!" Like, yeah, so that was
makes
good.
sense. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
we had
That's
a
an
really
actual.
nice, you know.
That's a Spinal Tap.
Oh, we're doing another one? Okay, right.
Okay,
One
I'll
more
go
for the
for it.
road.
I'll go for one. Jonathan Davis said the music industry can make you feel like a prostitute. Do you agree?
That is the perspective of someone who's made a few million quid out of music. I've never been made to feel like a prostitute because I have not been exploited for any financial gain that came my way. So
I think it might be a different time period as well.
I think he's talking about the 90s.
'Cause I mean,
there.
yeah, you guys were like the
The
2000s,
oddies,
like late, yeah.
and stuff, you know. I don't think I've ever felt like a hero. Well, you probably haven't. Like you're
No, yeah, I mean, I
you're your own
came.
boss, you know.
Yeah, I came out when Bandcamp was a thing. I self-released everything until.
yeah.
And I mean, you guys released everything for free. Well,
Yeah, well, yeah,
even
we've
once
done,
you
we've
signed
done
and
loads of
stuff.
stuff like that, like, yeah.
So-
But no, I never, and it's made me feel like a clown a couple of times.
Yeah.
So that.
I mean, there are things that you kind of need to do that you
Yeah.
maybe don't necessarily want to do, but like for promotion or for.
I've definitely felt shafted a few times, but I've never,
Yeah.
maybe that's what it means.
Yeah, maybe.
You're reassuringly basic, though. That's nice.